Hey guys, welcome. In Star Citizen Alpha 4.6, CIG implemented the separate ground missiles for ground vehicles, which I have tested them in great detail during the PTU cycle. And after all those changes, now in the 4.6 Live, I'm going to test them again and provide a comprehensive guide for using ground missiles, especially for every single ground missile capable vehicles. In this first video, what I want to test is the ground vehicle detection range. One of the main advantages of the ground vehicles is that they are relatively stealthy. They can lock down a surface area and maintain hidden. Once enemies show up, they can do a coordinated and surprise attack to eliminate or thwart the enemy forces. However, if they can be easily detected, then they will lose that main advantage. So after this video, we will have find out the detection range for the majority of the ground vehicles that are currently in-game. This does not include hoverbikes, and we have a lot to do. And now let's get started. For this test, I'm going to be using this Gladius to target lock and detect the ground vehicles. And since these ground vehicles are mine, so I have all those markers. So I'm going to be using Luke to detect every single ground vehicle here. First thing, I'm gonna drop party so I don't see party markers. And now let's choose this vehicle first. This is the first missile capable ground vehicle, the Storm AA. This vehicle has 18 missiles, 16 size 2 and 64 size 1. Another thing worth mentioning are the ground vehicle physics, especially for the ground vehicles with tracks. For example, the Nova tank and the Storm tank and the Storm AA. For many patches, you can't carry them because they keep jumping around and then keep getting purpled or glitched through the ship. But for a few patches now, this has been fixed. And you can see the Storm AA is not even moving at all. It's very well landed on the ground. And you can carry these vehicles with multiple ships. Even driving it is quite stable. So this is a very noticeable improvement. Okay, now let's detect this vehicle. We're gonna do different detections. First of all, with full power to every component. This vehicle has a shield. Right now the shield is at full. Once I am target locked, where is the notification? Oh, I don't see the buttons on the ground vehicles that indicates that I am being target locked. And I also don't know the distance between that vehicle. Right now, the only place that shows the distance is the top right corner. It's at 0.66 kilometers. So 660 meters. I'm gonna keep back strafing. Now I just lost the target lock. Yet I do not know the distance, so I have to invite Luke to party. And now, the party marker is also bugged. I only see the chevron. I don't see the distance either. Oh wow. However, I think I can target the Gladius. Yes, I can target the Gladius from my ship. So let's try again. There we go. Now, the Storm tank just showed up at 0.9 kilometers, 900 meters. Gonna back up a little bit. Now I lost the target lock at 0.98 kilometers. So with full power to shields and weapon and all the systems, the Storm tank detection range is 1 kilometer with a Gladius. For a bigger ship, the detection range will be bigger because of the higher size of the radar. So this is not very stealthy. Now I'm going to turn off a few things. I can't turn off the cooler, so I will turn off the life support. I'll turn off the shield. I will turn off the engine as well. I don't need to drive if I'm positioned in a certain place. And now let's see if I can fire missiles first. Yes, I can still fire missiles. And now let's detect the Storm tank. And now at 0.57 kilometers, still no target lock. Oh, now it showed up. At 0.3 kilometers, the storm tank showed up. Now I'm gonna backstrafe a little bit. Yes, exactly at a 0.53, 0.54 kilometers. So 540 meters. That's insanely stealthy. And if you have a missile barrage, wow, you can destroy an enemy ship, especially for the light fighters. But of course, at this range, the enemy ship can even eyeball your vehicle. So you need to use the terrain in order to hide your vehicle. So to use the terrain to position the ground vehicle is also very important for ground vehicle combat. The next ground vehicle is a storm tank. This one does not have any missiles. This one is just laser repeaters. I'm gonna drive a bit further away from the Idris. I don't want the Idris signature to interfere with the detection. First test is when I give full power to every component for the storm tank. Target lock the storm tank. Going back. Oh, I lost target lock at right here is 1.29 kilometers. Backstrip a little bit. 1.35. 1.35, 1.36. At that range, I can detect the storm tank. Yes, 1.34. 1.35. So the storm tank is less stealthy than the Storm AA. Maybe because we have a laser that will add more signature. So what if I turn off left support, radar? No, radar is one whole pip. Turn off shield. I cannot give one pip to engine. So let's just turn off engine. So position the vehicle here. And I need one pip to weapon in order to fire my gun. And now let's see the detection range. And by the way, all these detection are passive detection, not active detection. If you actively ping something, you will see a teardrop. But because it's a ground vehicle, if you position that on the ground, even if you see a teardrop, enemy will probably mistaken it for a mining resources. So passive scan is when the enemy signature shows up on your scan like this. It just showed up, target. And this is at 0.76 kilometers. Backstrip a little bit. And there we go. 0.77 kilometers. That is the best detection range. The next vehicle is a Nova tank. And again, the ground physics, as you can see, is very good. The Nova tank is very stable on the ground. Also, when you load it into any other ships, it's very stable inside the ship. The Nova tank is a second ground missile capable vehicle. This ship has 24 size 2 missiles, but it can only fire one at a time. Now, first test is when I give full power to pretty much everything. However, on the Nova tank, we don't have enough power from the power plant to give power to full shields. It's either one pip to shield and give one pip to life support, or sacrifice life support and give it to shield. So with this power management, let's take a look. Target my ship. Is there any indication for being targeted? There we go, radar. Now we have it. So just look at this radar. Right now I am being radar locked. Gladius is flying back. 1.2 kilometers. 1.5. 1.8. Oh, somewhere around 2 kilometers. Okay, target lock again. 1.92. There we go. Around 1.94 and 1.93. This distance. 1.93. 1.94. Yes, after 1.94 kilometers, I lost the radar lock. So when you give full power to the Nova tank, it can be detected at around 2 kilometers. That's not very stealthy. So now I'm going to reduce something. Let's just use one cooler and no shield, no engine. Okay, we need a radar in order to target lock enemy ships and one weapon pip in order to fire the main gun. And now on Luke's screen, I can't even see the Nova tank. So let's get closer. Oh, now I see it. I can target lock. Now it's 800 meters. Back strafe a little. There we go. Lost target lock. 830 meters. There we go. At 830 to 840 meters is the detection range for the Nova tank. But this is very well in the range of my real gun. I can just one-shot the Gladius if it's not moving fast. Or I can simply use my missiles, especially for light fighters. Next vehicle is the Grey Cat Rock. I'm gonna do this for the happy miners of Star Citizen. The Rock does not have a shield, and you have only one cooler, so you cannot turn that off. You need a radar in order to scan for minables, and you need the mining laser in order to do the mining, and you need to drive around in order to mine the resources. So there's nothing we can do here in order to reduce our power. So just one detection. Let's see. So target lock the Gladius. Now back strafe. Oh, lost target lock already. Let's see. This will be the distance. Right here. 690 meters. Yes, almost exactly 690 meters is the detection range for the Rock. Next vehicle is a Cyclone MT. This is another ground missile capable vehicle. It has 4 size 2 missiles. And now, when I give full power to everything, target lock the Gladius, no indication of being radar locked. Now, strafe back the Gladius. Lost target lock. At almost exactly 1 kilometer, I can detect the Cyclone MT. Wow, that's not very stealthy. Now I'm going to turn off the shield. Let's turn off the engine as well. I need at least 1 cooler and radar. So if I'm using this vehicle solo, I would get out of my driver's seat and then get on the back turret, and I'll be firing missiles from here. Now I can also detect the enemy ship. Okay. Now approach. There we go. I see a detection. And that is at 640 meters. Actually, 629, 630 meters is the best detection range for the Cyclone MT. Wow, that's not very stealthy compared with Storm AA, which is, I think, 540 meters.
Target acquired.
Ooh, I just hit by a missile. Now, the Gladius shield is down.
Target acquired.
Okay, I still have my radar. I can still keep detecting. So yeah, even at this range, it's quite deadly hit by a size 2 missile for the light fighters. The next vehicle is a Cyclone AA. This is another missile-capable ground vehicle. The Cyclone AA has only 2 size 2 missiles, but it's got a EMP with a range of 500 meters. Looks pretty cool. Now let's give full power to everything, including the EMP. Let's detect the Cyclone AA. I can detect the AA. Oh, back drift a little bit. Now I lost detection. At almost exactly 1.1 kilometers is the detection range for the Cyclone AA with maximum power. And now I'm going to reduce power, turn off EMP, turn off shields, turn off engine. I can still fire missile without anything else. And this is the minimum power setting. Let's see the detection range. There we go, showed up. Yes, 610 meters, very similar to the Cyclone MT. The Cyclone's detection range, to my surprise, is actually quite big. I thought the Cyclone can maintain stealthy under 300 meters, but no, it's above 600 meters. And that's even higher than the Storm AA with minimum power setting. Next vehicle is the URSA Medivac. And I'm giving full power to everything. So maximum power. Target the Gladius. Back strafe. 1.28, 1.29, 1.3. Almost exactly 1.3 to 1.31 kilometers. I lost the target lock. If I reduce power, for example, turn off life support, turn off shield, turn off weapon, also turn the engine off as well. I'm just gonna use this vehicle as a respawn bag, so I don't need anything else. Not even radar. I probably don't need cooler. You know what? I just system off. That's it. Let's see the detection range. Oh, that's very close. I can even see it with my eyes. There we go. Now is the detection range of, and lost detection at 0.33. So 330 meters if I turn off the URSA Rover. If I turn the URSA on and turn the cooler on, radar on, and also the engine on. Now I'm driving this vehicle without using anything else. So guns, shields, and life support off. Let's see the detection range. Oh, lost detection at 795 meters. Yes, 795 meters. If with these power on, that's also not very stealthy. So in order to hide the URSA Rover, to use it just as a spawn bat, you simply need to shut off the vehicle and hide it somewhere you cannot eyeball it easily. The next ground vehicle is a Lynx Rover. First thing is full power to everything. 1.45 kilometers. So that's with maximum power. Now, if I reduce power, turn off left support, turn off shields, turn off weapon, I need cooler, radar, as well as engine. If I'm using this vehicle just for some ground exploration. And now my detection range will be at almost exactly 0.8 kilometers. I lost the target lock. So that will bring it to 800 meters for its detection range with this power scheme. Next vehicle is the MDC. When I give full power to everything, and my detection range will be around 450 meters. Backstrip a little bit. Yes, 450 to 460 meters with maximum power. That's quite stealthy. Now, if I turn off life support, turn off shields,
off,
turn off engine. So I am positioning the ship only for its PDC. And now let's see the detection range. 180 meters. Just almost right in front of your eyes. Next vehicle is the CSV with full power to everything. And the detection range is 925 meters to 930 meters. And now if I turn off the left support and shields, I need to drive the ship, so I need to leave the engine on and the radar on and the cooler on if I'm carrying some cargoes. Now let's see the detection range. It's 565 meters to 570 meters. Next vehicle is the STV, and this vehicle does not have a shield or weapon, so I don't need to reduce power for anything. And the detection range is around 565 meters. from different angle, I get a little bit of different results, but it's not significant. And usually when you detect ships, you detect from above the ship because the vehicle also have a cross section, but the difference is not significant. And now from this angle, I detect is 565 meters. And this angle is 570 meters. A little bit of difference, but not significant. So the STV's detection range is around 565 meters. And now is the best vehicle in the game, the PTV. I don't think I even have a radar for the PTV. I can't target the Gladius. The Gladius can see a shadow. And now I can ping the vehicle, target lock it. Oh, so it's around 200 meters is a detection range for the PTV. Run for your life! Oh, PTV is on fire! No! Not good! Next vehicle is a Drake Mule. Now, the Drake Mule doesn't have any shield, so the power is as it is, like this. And the detection range is... Yes, it's around 883 meters. But if I turn off the Drake Mule,
your systems are offline.
The detection range is instantly shortened, all the way to 220 meters. Next ground vehicle is the Spartan. This is a troop carrier, and to carry troops, the stealthier the better, right? So first detection test is with full power to everything. And now I lost target lock at around 1 kilometer. I'll try a different angle on the side. On the side is the same thing. Around 1 kilometer, I lost the target lock. Okay, now I'm gonna turn off my shield, weapon off as well. That's it. I'm gonna maintain as stealthy as possible while I can still carry troops. So let's see. And that's 525 meters. Above 525 meters, I lost the target lock. Wow, that's quite stealthy for a bigger vehicle like this. Pretty good. The next vehicle is the Centurion. And when I give full power to pretty much everything, and by the way, with full power to weapon, look at my weapon capacitor, 450 rounds. Wow, I can fire pretty much forever. Okay, I lost detection at 1.34 kilometers. Wow, that's actually quite stealthy. Now, if I do something to my power, if I turn off my shields, turn off my engine, and turn off 2 pip of my gun. Let me wait for my EM to go down at 2.7. I still have 310 weapon capacitor. And now let's see the detection range. 673 meters. That's pretty good. At this range, you can have a full burst of ballistics or lasers. With ballistics, is even more deadly against the enemy ship. With ballistics, you just need 1 pip to weapon. Let's see if I give only 1 pip to weapon. That's 524 meters detection range. That's pretty crazy for a big gun vehicle like this. The last vehicle is the Ballista. This is also the vehicle that I'm most interested in. So first is with full power to everything. Okay, target lock. Oh, 1.2 kilometers. So the detection range is at the border of 1.2 kilometers when I give full power to everything. Now, if I'm doing this solo, I don't need weapon to fire the missile, right? Let me test this. I'm gonna fire a missile. Fire. Yes, I don't need weapon power to fire missiles. So I can turn weapon power off, engine off, shields off, just to maintain more hidden. That's it. I need radar, I need cooler. And wait for my EM to drop. And now my detection range is reduced to Wow, 610 meters. Now, top angle is a little bit more. It's 625 meters. So different angle does affect just a little bit. But usually the enemy will come down in a 45 degree above you. So in this angle is 610 meters detection range. That's pretty decent. I can target lock my enemy long before my enemy can target lock me. If the enemy is not paying attention, I'm going to fire one missile and the enemy is gone. Boom. I just saved Luke out of thirst.